Honey, we need to talk. It's important.
What is it now?
I'm just really curious about something. Your annual salary is $50,000, right?
Yes, that's right. After tax.
But why is there only around $2,000 in your bank account?
Because the rest is in savings.
Didn't you say you were going to try and set aside $400 a month in savings?
Yes, that is what I said.
So, if that is the case, then you should still have more than $2,000 in your current account, surely.
Why are you looking at my personal bank account anyway? I really don't appreciate this invasion of privacy, you know.
What was I supposed to do when you left your laptop open on the bed with your online banking page on the screen?
Even so, you could have made a point not to look at it.
But, honey, we're going to be getting married in 3 months. Surely we should be sharing our finances with each other. And it's not that I went behind your back or anything, is it? It just happened to be there right in front of my eyes, and I just happened to look at it.
Well, it's just...
If you don't want people to see things, you need to learn to be more careful. And is this a new account? There doesn't seem to be any transaction history at all. Just the balance. When did you make this?
Anyway,
I understand that you're not happy with me over this.
yeah, I'm not happy in the slightest. It's a total invasion of my privacy, and that doesn't bode well for our relationship.
I am sorry. But to be honest, I think it's a good thing that I came across this.
What do you mean by that?
Why are there only $2,000 in this account? I'm sorry, but I need to know.
Is it really that important?
Yes, it is quite important, actually. We're going to be getting married soon, and therefore our finances are going to be intertwined. You started out at this job with a salary of $30,000, and you've been at this company for 8 years now. How come there's only $2,000 in this account when you should logically have way more? And aren't we supposed to be buying a house together? How on earth are you going to be able to afford your contribution?
Well, I'm just...
You're not even going to be able to afford a single corner of the apartment we were looking at buying with that money.
I was planning on taking out a loan.
A loan? How much?
Around $140,000.
Is that going to be enough?
Well, as long as we can cover the down payment, we can pay off the mortgage in our own time. There are lots of loans to help out first-time buyers, and I think being newlyweds will help our case.
And it will cover the whole thing?
Not the whole thing. Maybe about 80% or so. The rest we can cover with our savings.
And how much do you have in savings?
Around $10,000.
I really can't believe this. You're 36 years old and you've been in this job for 8 years now. How can somebody who earns $50,000 a year only have $10,000 to his name after 8 years of savings? You don't even drink, so it can't be that.
That's right, I don't.
And are you expecting me to help you pay off this loan, even though I never asked to get it out in the first place?
Is it really that much of a big deal? I'll pay back the whole thing myself.
But that isn't the main issue here. The main issue is that I don't understand where the rest of all your money has gone.
Well, it's just...
Do you have a secret child hidden away somewhere or something like that?
What on earth made you come up with a crazy idea like that?
I don't think it seems that crazy, considering how much money is missing from your account. Go up to anyone on the street and explain the situation to them. All of them are going to think that there's something fishy going on here. You don't drink and you don't gamble. You're generally quite responsible with your habits. You need to tell me where all this money has gone.
To my... mom.
To who?
To my mom.
Your mom? You gave all of that money to your mom.
It's not that I gave it to her. It's that she's been managing it on my behalf.
And she doesn't let you have any access to it at all? Does she keep it all for herself?
No, she only takes a small portion for herself each month.
Why does she need to be taking your money for herself?
Because there are lots of family expenses that need to be covered.
Like what, for example?
Well, my dad's medical bills needed to be covered when he had surgery. And then there was my sister moving out.
And why do you need to finance your sister moving out of your parents' house?
Because I have the highest income out of everyone in my family.
So you just gave the money to them?
Well, yeah. There's no such thing as lending between siblings.
Then what about the rest?
My mom is in charge of the rest.
Well, we're going to need to put a stop to that.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Once we're married, we should be managing our finances together. And if your mom has most of your money, then how are we going to be able to do that?
But there really isn't that much money in the account that my mom is managing.
Even if there isn't that much, you need to take it back. You need to check exactly how much is in there.
Okay, well, let's manage everything we earn after the wedding together, shall we?
Well, I had assumed that would be a given. Remember that I showed you all my bank accounts just after we first agreed to get married? You told me that you would happily go halves towards buying a house together after I told you how much I have to my name. Didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I have about $120,000 saved, and we're planning on spending about $50,000 on the wedding. So I would be able to cover that and contribute towards the house as well. So how can you have put yourself in such a precarious financial position?
From now on, I'll entrust you with everything I earn. You can be the one to manage my finances once we get married.
Okay. To be honest, I think I really do have the right to know what you do with your money.
The right?
You think I don't have the right? As your future wife, of course I do. I'm going to be the mother of your future children. Everything that's mine will become yours and vice versa once we make those wedding vows. So of course I'm going to need to know where your money is going.
Can't you just let this go?
Why should I? You asking me to do that makes me even more suspicious, you know?
Suspicious? Suspicious of what?
Of whether you do have a secret child hidden away somewhere or not.
I told you already that isn't the case. Do you really need to jump to these far-fetched conclusions?
Yes, I do.
Fine, I'll tell you the whole truth. My mom and dad use it all.
For their living expenses?
Yes.
Were they not living fine off your dad's pension?
Apparently it wasn't enough for them.
But he was an elementary school principal, was he not? Surely he must have a pretty decent pension.
Well, either way, they said that they need my money too.
Well, I'm sure your mom must have put some money aside for you to get married, if she has been managing your finances all this time.
Did you not hear what I just told you?
What do you mean?
I told you that my mom and dad used it all. There are no savings.
They used it all.
Yes, all of it.
Okay, well, you better get your mom to relinquish control of your other accounts so we can at least see how much is left in there.
I can't just ask her to do that.
And why can't you?
Can't we just use this bank account from now on and not touch the other one?
Please, can you just stop saying the same thing over and over? You sound like a broken record. I'm sorry, but I need to see that account.
I really can't ask my mom to do it. I promise you that I'll have my entire salary transferred to your account. Just please don't make me ask her to give up control of that account.
Then am I at least able to go to her and confirm whether she is actually managing your account or not?
Are you really this suspicious of me? Is there really that little trust in our relationship? You know better than anyone that you were my first girlfriend, and I've never been with anyone else but you.
Well,
when we spent that first night together in that hotel, I told you beforehand that it was going to be my first time, didn't I? You believed me then, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
So why can't you believe me now? That money really did all go to my parents. It's to pay them back for sacrificing so much in order to raise me. Can't you understand my motivations here?
I've seen plenty of people with a sense of duty towards their parents, but this is my first time seeing such an extreme case.
If you promise to be understanding of me and not to judge me for giving my parents so much money over the years, I promise that I will let you have complete control over what happens with my salary from now on.
Do you really promise?
I promise.
And from now on, any outgoings from your account will also be managed by me. Can you promise me that you will also be okay with that?
Yes, I promise.
Okay then, I trust you. If you're all finished with your coffee, let's get going. Oh, by the way, you know how my mom is really superstitious?
Yes.
Well, I know you're going to think that it's silly, but she's paid for us to go and have a consultation with a fortune teller. She was quite well known amongst the old ladies in my hometown, and now she's moved to the city.
Are you saying we should go and see her right now?
Not right now, but in a couple of days' time. She can tell us about our compatibility and whether we chose an auspicious day for the wedding and things like that.
And you really believe in all that?
It's not that I necessarily believe it, but if she says to take caution about something in particular, then I probably will. I don't think it's necessarily wrong to be in touch with your spiritual side and listen to these things every now and again.
I suppose you're right there. Oh dear. This young man here has a heavy burden on his shoulders indeed. It's as if he has an evil spirit clinging to his back, constantly weighing him down. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
You stay where you are, young lady. Young man! Yes? Young man, give me your hand. Huh? What? Why? Hurry up and just give me your hand already. I would like to hold it for a second, if that's okay. Well, Oh dear. I can tell from these hands of yours that you've been a slave to your family basically your entire adult life. Isn't that right? What exactly are you talking about?
Yes, what exactly are you talking about?
I told you to stay where you are, young lady. Young man, believe it or not, I can call upon the spirits of the dead and console their forlorn souls. I've been doing this for 51 years now. I am the only one that the spirits will listen to. But you, my child, are a forlorn soul of the physical world. Ah, yes, of course. Cry if you want to cry. You've spent the last 16 years of your life pouring water into a bottomless pit, haven't you? This heavy weight on your shoulders has been accumulating and accumulating all this time, hasn't it? Yes, you're right. Your suffering is almost over. Those who do good deeds will always get rewarded in the end. And vice versa. Those who commit bad deeds will eventually have to face the consequences of their actions. You will be blessed for taking care of your parents and siblings, even if they do not show that they are grateful for what you do for them. There's no need to check whether you and this young lady are compatible. She is your savior. All you need to do is go along with whatever she says, and you will be free from this torment.
Sorry. Would you be able to explain in a little more detail what exactly it is that you're talking about?
Young lady, this young man was born with the fate of having the life sucked out of him by his family. You can say he's had a metaphorical straw stuck in his back, and his family are constantly sucking from it. He's basically always been the head of the family in the sense that he's always required to provide for and support them no matter what. But they will never listen to him or value him as an individual. And they won't stop taking from him with no giving anything in return. Your in-laws are the kind of people who will demand $1,000 one day and then cause a $2,000 problem the next.
Honey, is this all true?
I'm so sorry. But his suffering is finally over, because he has good luck when it comes to finding a spouse. His life is in your hands now. You love him, don't you? He's a good man, so he will show you unconditional love and he will never abandon you, even when things get tough. If you guide him on the right path, you will be able to make it so that you can end his family's leech-like behavior and finally make them submit to you. You've made a good choice in this man here. He is a faithful and sincere person, and he will be good to you for the rest of your life. Your children will also be blessed with good fortune. Your children will pay you back for all you have had to put up with at the hands of your own family, young man. Hi there, Penny. It's me, Louisa.
Hi, Louisa. To what do I owe the pleasure today?
Have you finished work yet?
Yes, I just finished work and now I'm doing a little bit of cleaning around the house.
Then let's talk for a while, if that's okay with you.
Yes, that's absolutely fine with me.
How come you're the one sending us our money for this month and not my son? Who do you think you are?
I'm your son's wife?
So you're going to be managing my son's finances from now on?
Yes, I will.
And why, may I ask? Have you cut our monthly allowance in half?
I'm sure you're able to live just fine off your husband's pension.
Oh, really?
I think you have to accept that your son has flown the nest and is married already. It's not like we're leaving you with nothing. You have the pension and we will also still be paying you. Just not as much as before. I think the amount that we are sending you is still a considerable monthly allowance.
Why are you calling it an allowance as if all we do is spend it on luxuries? We need that money to cover our living expenses.
But as I just said, you have your husband's pension, which should be more than enough to cover your living expenses, and there still be some left over.
Well, I don't see why you can't just carry on giving us the same amount as before. When I was managing my son's finances, there was certainly room for it in the monthly budget.
Well, now I'm the one managing his finances, and things are a little different. I still think that we're giving you a very generous amount of money each month. Remember that your son is now also my husband, and we have our household expenses to worry about as well.
Well, I know that, but I really don't see how things are now that much different from before.
I'm saying that we're going to live according to the economic principle that the needs of our household come first, and anything else is secondary.
What exactly are you trying to say here?
I'm trying to say that our number one priority is not making sure that you get a monthly allowance way higher than you need. It's not like you're invalids who need specialist care or anything like that.
So what? Are you saying that you're not going to do as I say and go back to the original amount that you had been giving us?
Yes, that's right. I'm not going to back down on this issue. None of my friends give their parents anywhere near as much money as my husband was giving you before we got married. The only instances I know of where they give a similar amount is because one of their parents has health complications.
But we were getting the higher amount for years!
Yes, that's right. But as I said, now that we're married, investing in our married life and building a future together are our priorities.
Well, it's not like you have any kids or anything yet, is it? And does that mean you're going to be tightening your purse strings even further when you have kids?
When we have kids, we're just going to work even harder to give them the best life possible.
I really can't believe this. You've only been married into the family for 2 months and you're already trying to come between me and my son.
That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just trying to live according to common sense.
Are you saying that we don't have common sense?
It really wasn't common sense to be giving you ridiculously large sums of money for your monthly allowance.
What did you just say?
I just really don't understand what on earth you need almost $5,000 a month for that's so essential.
Well, I need to go to golf, don't I? That's something we can't afford on my husband's pension.
Would it be really that hard to reduce the number of times a month you go out to play golf?
How dare you even suggest such a thing? I'm hanging up. I can't listen to this anymore. You've barely been part of the family for 2 months and you're already trying to tell me what to do. I can't believe Dad. He made such a huge fuss about us all being together for family lunch this weekend, and then he decides to go out hiking instead. I guess he may be a little uncomfortable about coming over to your house. He really seems to be interested in mountains more than anything else these days. He's always been into hiking, ever since he was in college. His graduation trip with his friends was to go on a hiking trip in the Rockies.
It's a nice hobby to have, I suppose. It keeps him fit and healthy. Henny, this food is really delicious. I knew you were a good cook, but this is on a different level. I can't remember the last time I had food this tasty. I'm really glad to see that you're enjoying it, Reagan. I'm just feeling so thankful towards you right now. Thanks to you, I was able to achieve my dream of opening a nail salon.
A nail salon? What are you talking about? Reagan! I told you not to bring that up now.
Why? Why What's the problem?
What is she talking about, honey? Oh dear. It looks like he hasn't told her yet. Can you please explain to me what's going on here, Jacob? Look, honey,
Jacob, I think Mom and I will get going now. We have lots of things to sort out for the interior of the salon.
Thank you for the meal, Penny. Let's get going then, Reagan. Why do you look so shocked, though, Penny? Family is supposed to help each other out in tough times.
See you later, Jacob! Come on, Mom. Let's just leave already.
Wait a second. Let me at least put my coat on first.
You can put it on outside.
Are you going to tell me what's going on now? Well, honey, the thing is…
Just spit it out already.
There's no need to yell.
Just tell me what's going on.
Well, Reagan has been saying she wants to run her own nail salon for a while now.
So what?
But she didn't have enough money to set it up by herself.
But you gave her the money for the rental deposit for her apartment. How come she hasn't been saving her own money when she's had so much wiggle room from you helping her out so much?
I don't know the ins and outs of her financial situation. I just know that she didn't have enough money to set up the nail salon.
So you just gave her the money, did you?
Yeah, I did.
And where exactly did you get this money from?
I took out a loan from the bank.
What did you just say? Are you seriously telling me that you got yourself into debt just so you could set up your sister's business on her behalf?
Yeah, essentially.
How much did you take out?
$75,000.
Oh my goodness. And who is going to be paying that back?
Well, the thing is…
Have you already forgotten about the promise you made to me before we got married? We agreed that if there were any significant expenses to be paid, we would discuss it together and I would be the one to ultimately manage the transaction.
Yes, that is what we agreed.
If you remember, then why did you break your promise?
I just thought that maybe you were taking too harsh a stance.
Are you going to tell me who's going to be paying back that loan?
Well, Reagan will, as soon as things start going well with her business.
And if things don't go well with her business, then what? Then who's going to be paying it back?
You said yourself that my salary is pretty decent.
And what does that have to do with anything?
Is it really that big of a problem if I help out my only sibling when she's struggling financially? Surely that's what family is for.
Sure, yes, that is what family is for. Family should help each other out when the going gets tough. But I've never seen your family willing to help you out before. I think they see you as a pushover and a doormat, and they just want to take your money and walk all over you.
I think you're being really unfair here. You don't know the ins and outs of my relationship with my family, so how could you say such a thing?
I think you were being unfair when you decided to break your promise to me.
This will be the last time I ever break a promise to you. I swear.
How am I supposed to believe that?
You need to understand that I'm the only person who could have possibly helped her out.
That really isn't the point here.
And besides, the location for the nail salon is near the university, so she should get lots of foot traffic.
Wait a second. I need some time to gather my thoughts here. So what's happened here is that you took out a loan for $75,000 in order to set up a nail salon for your sister without saying a word to me about it first.
Reagan said that if she can't pay it back within 2 years, she will move back in with my parents in order to save money on rent, and then she'll be able to pay it back much quicker. I have evidence in these messages. She promised me.
I think I'm going to need to be alone for a while. I need to reconsider our entire relationship over this.
Honey, please just let it slide. She's my family. Surely it's a good thing to see a family member doing well for themselves. Reagan also wants to save up and have the wedding of her dreams one day, so helping her start up her own business is one step towards that.
Congratulations, Penny! It's such happy news that you felt pregnant so soon after getting married. Yes, I can't believe it. Thank you. It's a good thing you were able to conceive without too much trouble.
As you know, it's a little bit of a dangerous game when you try and have a baby past 30.
Yes, I know.
And about Reagan's nail salon, she's already started paying you back to cover the loan, so you really don't have to worry about that at all. What else is family for? We're meant to help each other out and extend a hand when the going gets tough. That's the real meaning of family. Don't you agree?
Yes, of course.
Now that you're pregnant, you shouldn't worry too much about money and things like that. It's not good for the baby. Reagan reached out to you two as a Hail Mary in a difficult moment, and although she's on the right track now, you never know when she might need your help again. Obviously, when it comes to family, we don't ask questions about these kinds of things. Anyway, I've gotta go, so I'll hang up now.
So you're saying we should go and live in your parents' house?
It would just be for 3 weeks.
I can't believe that your mom has chosen now of all times to go on a trip.
Well, my mom didn't know that my dad would break his leg while hiking and be stuck at home when she booked the trip to Europe.
Can't she just cancel the trip?
My mom is the leader of the tour group, so she can't exactly back out of the trip now.
Honey, you have to understand that I'm exhausted from getting up every 5 minutes to tend to the baby.
I still have some paternity leave available, so I can take those 3 weeks off work to make things easier for you and to let you relax a little more.
In that case, why don't you just go and look after your dad by yourself during those 3 weeks?
But my dad was really looking forward to spending some time with his grandson. This kind of situation will never happen again, I promise. It will be a really nice thing to do for my dad whilst he's recovering, and I think he will really appreciate it. It's only for 3 weeks. Please at least consider it.
Hey, Penny, did you check your banking app today?
Yes, I did.
So you saw that I sent you this month's payment towards paying the loan back.
Yes, I saw that.
Then why didn't you say anything?
What exactly did you want me to say?
Shouldn't you say thank you to me for sending you that money?
Say thank you?
Yeah, I've been diligently sending you exactly the right amount every single month, you know.
I don't see why I should be thanking you for giving back money you borrowed. If you wanted me to pay special attention to it, you should have texted me telling me that you had the money put in, and then perhaps I would have said thank you.
I don't know why you're acting like this towards me. What have I done to deserve this?
You're right. I am so sorry. Next time, I'll make sure to thank you properly. Oh, and by the way, Reagan.
What is it?
You know that I'm staying at your parents' house right now, right?
Yes, I know that.
Then why haven't you come round to say hi?
Why would I need to do that?
Well, if it were me, and I knew that my sister-in-law had moved into my parents' house to look after my injured father while my mother was away, then I would go around and say thank you to her for going out of her way.
Shouldn't it be a given that somebody in the family should be looking after my dad right now? I don't really think you deserve any special recognition for fulfilling your duty to your in-laws.
Well, I think that you should be at least saying thank you to me for that.
Fine! Thank you so much for looking after my dad while my mom is away. Are you happy now?
Yes, I'm happy now.
What a joke.
Honey? Honey! What's happened? Why does little Axel need to go to the hospital? What's wrong with him? Is it by any chance?
Yes, he has COVID.
What did you say?
What are we supposed to do? I've got less than an hour until I need to get on the train to New York.
Are there any of your coworkers who can substitute you for this business trip?
Unfortunately, I'm the one heading the meetings on this trip, so I have to go. Otherwise, I'll lose my job. Where are you right now?
I'm with my boss negotiating a contract with some new clients.
Then what should we do?
Just give me a second. I'll make a group chat with my mom and sister and ask them if they're available. Let's end the call so I can add you as well. Mom!
What's wrong?
Where are you right now?
Why do you ask?
Would you be able to go and pick Axel up from kindergarten right now? His teachers just called to say that he tested positive for COVID, and both Penny and I are tied up at work and won't be able to get him until the evening.
And why are you asking me? Are you saying that you're okay with me catching COVID from him? But even so, he's your grandson. And I'm just getting ready to go out to lunch with my friends.
Mom, I can't believe you're acting like this right now.
Are these the family values that you kept going on about, Louisa? You can't try and use that against me now, Penny. Do you have any idea how dangerous exposure to COVID can be for older people like me? Forget it then.
What about you, Reagan?
I'm busy too, Jacob. The salon is full of customers right now. I only have one other person working with me right now, so we're really rushed off our feet.
But weren't you complaining just the other day about the fact that you barely have any customers?
Well, yeah, but that was before. We just had a big group of customers come in all at once.
Whatever then. I really can't believe that you shut me down so quickly.
I don't know why you're getting so annoyed with me. It's not like I said I can't go because I'm messing around with my friends or something. I'm a business owner now, and I can't just drop everything just like that.
You could at least apologize instead of immediately going on the defensive.
Is there really any need for apologies between family members?
Reagan, Louisa, I really am lost for words at your reactions. This is the kind of situation in which you would at least say sorry.
How can you say that?
Just shut up already. I want you to pay every single last penny of that money I lent you back right this instant. And the money I lent you for your housing deposit as well. I want to see it all returned to my account immediately. Do you understand?
How can you do this to me, Jacob?
I don't see anything wrong with what I'm doing right now.
I think you both need to calm down. The two of you are siblings, after all.
Is this really what sibling relationships are supposed to be like, Mom? Have I ever asked you guys to do anything for me before? Ever in my life? This is probably the first request I've ever made to you in my entire life. And it's not that I'm asking you for anything unreasonable, or for a personal favor. I'm asking you to go and pick my son up from kindergarten because he has COVID and needs to be looked after. Forget it. I don't need anything from you anymore, Mom. I'm not going to be your pushover anymore. And from next month onwards, I won't be sending you an allowance anymore. You and Dad can live perfectly well off of his pension.
Are you saying that you're cutting us off?
Is that what you want to happen?
You see, this is why you should have married a better woman.
I don't want to hear any more from you, Mom. I'm going to delete this chat. I have nothing left to say.
Hey, Jacob! Jacob!
Are you even being serious right now, Jacob?
Ever since my husband started college, he was constantly working part-time jobs and sending all his earnings to his family. Or rather, you could say that they were stealing his earnings off him. Even after we got married, he was still caving into them and giving them money whenever they asked for it, whatever the reason. Whenever something like that happened, his family would always spout some spiel about how families should help each other out in difficult times. However, the one time that we asked for help from my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, they flat out refused without even batting an eyelid. After that day, my husband changed completely. It was as if he became a new person. He almost completely cut ties with his family. I think having our son is the main factor that prompted this change. It really is true when they say that parenthood changes you.
Why do I have to do this?
Is this really what you've been doing all this time at work when you don't have customers? Sitting at your computer playing Minesweeper?
Yes, it has. Why? Are you judging me?
If you're that free, you should do what I asked you to do for me.
Why should I be the one who has to edit your YouTube videos?
Are you planning on drip feeding me the rest of the money you owe me month by month until you die? If you do this for me, then I might make things a little easier for you when it comes to paying back your debt.
But I don't know anything about how to use a computer. It's so complicated. I might die.
You seem pretty adept at using the computer to play games. I don't care how you do it as long as it gets done. And I don't want you doing a half-baked job. Think about your sister-in-law who goes out to work every day but still finds time to work on the channel.
But now that you're earning loads of money, does she even need to keep going to work? And surely you have enough money to hire someone as an editor.
I don't think you're in a place to be talking about money so nonchalantly when you don't even know how to earn it yourself. Did you think earning money was easy because I kept giving it to you whenever you asked for it, huh?
I never said that. I work myself to the bone, you know, but I never get what I'm due.
You'd better finish editing that video today, okay? If you don't, I won't even let you rest over the weekend. Instead, you'll be sitting next to me, glued to the computer, and I'll be watching over your shoulder to make sure you're doing everything right.
Fine. But I said that I would go to the sauna with Mom later.
Don't you dare go running off to Mom.
But how did you manage to get Mom and Dad to become your little servants like that? Is your wife really that formidable?
It's just that Mom and Dad like spending time with their grandchildren. That's all.
But you don't give them a single penny for their troubles.
I think I've given them more than enough money to last a lifetime over the years. And they can support themselves just fine on Dad's pension.
But still, making Dad do the chores whilst Mom looks after Axel all day is a little too harsh, don't you think?
I told you, they're doing it because they like doing it. They're just thankful that due to my wife's generosity, they're still allowed to spend time with him. If it were up to me, there's no way they'd be allowed to enter our house right now.
Do they really like being grandparents that much? I guess they're more interested in Axel now that he can speak and actually call them Grandma and Grandpa. Before then, they were kind of indifferent towards him. They don't seem to be able to wake up from this new spell you have them under. Dad doesn't even go hiking anymore, which used to be his favorite thing. Instead, he just takes Axel for walks around the neighborhood all day long. And ever since he found out Penny was pregnant with Oakland, he hasn't stopped buying every single little girl thing he could possibly find. Because only the best for his little princess, of course. And now that she's been born, they've been paying her loads of attention too. Even though she's just a baby who can't walk or talk or do anything interesting at all.
Do you not care about your nibblings at all?
Do you think I have time to think about my nibblings? I'm so busy with managing this shop and doing this computer stuff for you that I barely have time to breathe.
I'm not sure I believe you when you say that, you know. And that's why I have my eye on you. You better be a little more thankful to Penny, okay? She's giving you work to do to keep you busy. You need to pay your debt to us back quickly, don't you?
Why does she have to be so greedy all the time? How does she even know how to do all these different kinds of things?
She's just the perfect person to teach older people like Mom and Dad how to use YouTube or do other things that people of their generation may not necessarily have knowledge about.
Wow, lucky you. You really won the wife lottery, huh? Our whole family is busy being your wife's servants.
That fortune teller was really good, you know. Everything she said was right.
What am I supposed to do here? Come take a look at this. Am I supposed to put the subtitles here?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Penny. She's the one who will be making the final decisions.
Ugh, this is so annoying. It's like she's my boss or something.
You should just be thankful that Penny has found some kind of use for you.
If you're not going to be of any help, just get out already. I'll ask Penny about it then. I just want to get this over and done with. Boss? Hi, Penny. I was just putting the subtitles on the video, and there was something I wanted to ask you. Oh, no. It's not a chore for me at all. I'm just happy to see you doing so well for yourself. I'll definitely get it finished for you today. Don't forget about me when you make it big in the future, okay? Yes, thanks so much, Penny.
Honestly, you couldn't be any more of a suck-up. You complain that Mom and Dad are under Penny's thumb, but you're no better than them.
Whatever, just shut up. Oh, by the way, Penny said to buy some diapers and wet wipes for Oakland on the way home.
Oh, she did? I had better get going then. I'll buy Penny her favorite coffee as a little pick-me-up as well. I'm sure that will make her happy.
What's going on here? Everyone is at Penny's beck and call. Ugh, anyway, I need to get on with this stupid video. I can't lose my weekend to this as well. If I have to be her lackey, I have to be her lackey. But I refuse to give up my precious free time in order to do so.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.